So in last video, we designed a Turing machine to accept L is equal to a power n, b power n such that n greater than or equal to 1. So we saw the logic of how we are placing the string and how we are replacing the a value to x for every b value, and once it is visited we are changing that b value to y. That we have seen, and this is what the algorithm we are going to follow. When your header is going to be a, then you have to replace that a with x, because for this a we are going to find a matching b. Now in between there can be any a's, that is are not visited a's, and any b's that are visited. There is a possibility to have any one of this, all or even both of this. So after traversing, once when b comes, you have to replace that with y, and again you have to repeat the process. Go backwards in the header and go reach the point where you are replaced that a with x. Now for the next a, you have to repeat the same process. Now once all a's are over, there will not be a possibility to get a. Instead, you will be getting a possibility to have visited b, that is y. In that case, you have to make sure this path will come only when all a's are visited. Again, you have to make sure that all b's are visited. In that case, there should be only y's. So you have to move all y's, and when your header is going to point blank, then you can accept the string. This is what is the logic we followed in transition diagram. This is what is a transition diagram, and this is what is our transition table. Now we have left with one thing, that is instantaneous description. Instantaneous description will talk about at each point of time what exactly is the instance in tape. At every instant of time, how the input tape is changing. So let me take a string AABB for example. So initially you will be in state Q0 and AABB comes in. This line below indicates that the position of the header. So initially when you are in Q0A, what should happen? You have to make a transition to Q1 state, and this A should be replaced with X, and your header should move towards right. So you are moving towards the right hand side, and this is what is the move. Now you are in Q1. When again a comes, you have to remain in the same state. You have to replace A with A and move towards right. So you remain in the same state, replace A with A and move towards the next state. When Q1B comes, then you have to move to Q2, replace with Y and move towards left hand side. Okay, so next you have to move to Q2, X, move towards the left hand side. You replace this with B with Y and move towards the left hand side. Now Q2A comes, you have to remain in Q2 state, but you have to move towards the left hand side. So we have changed to left hand side. So this is going to be Y here and B. Now when Q2X comes, you have to move to Q0 state. Now Q0 state, you are replacing that X with X and moving towards the right hand side. So YB, right, because we have changed this Y to B. Now the header is in A now. Now Q0A comes. When Q0A comes, we will move to state Q1. You will replace that A with X and move towards right hand side. My right hand side is Y and next is B, next will be blank. Now the header is in position Y. Now Q1Y comes in. Q1Y you have to remain in the same state, replace with Y and move towards right hand side. So XXYB. Now from Q1 B comes, you have to move to state Q2 and XXY you are replacing and moving towards the left hand side. Again when Q2Y comes, you have to move towards the left hand side. Okay. So move towards the left hand side. Q2 XX YY blank. Now Q2X comes. See, Q2X comes. The next step is you have to move to Q0 and you have to make a transition towards the right. Now see here, from Q0, if Y comes, what you have to do? You have to go to state called Q3, replace Y with Y and move towards right hand side. So you go to Q3, X, Y, Y, X, X, Y, Y. You are moving towards the right hand side. In Q3, if Y comes, you have to remain in the same state but replace with Y and move towards the right hand side. So you remain in the same state, replace Y with Y, move towards the right hand side. Now it is under B. From Q3, if B comes, Q4, you replace blank with blank and halt. Halt means you are in accepting state Q4 and you are halting here. You are not moving any further step for the header. So once you are not doing anything in the header and you are in the accepting state, it means that the string can be accepted because this string belongs to the language L is equal to A power n, B power n, such that n greater than or equal to 1. So this is what is the instantaneous description, and this arrow, this cursor indicates the position of the header at every point of time. Position of the header in the input tape at every point of time. Thank you.